So, chat, we are going to conclude tonight's extravaganza with Scott testing wooden muzzle brakes on a 50, a 460 Webley, a 308 Winchester, and bore. So he's refitting a bunch of his guns with wooden muzzle brakes. This could be interesting. So, let's go. Hi, Scooter.
Hello YouTube people, come by twitch.tv/EmberParadox and catch her live being a lewdtuber.
I am not a lewd tuber. Stop it!
Sorry about that, man. Total whoopsie-daisy. Well, you know.
Oh no.
Even Stevens. I'd say
Oh,
that
no.
was a little bit harder, than what I originally did.
Oh
Boy,
God.
have you lost your mind? You stupid old-timer.
Oh my... Scooter, dumbass, stop it!
You know what?
Oh no.
Yeah, what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Nobody
no.
messes with Scooter.
Scooter,
No
run!
respect.
That...
What's up, everybody? My name is Scott, and you're watching Kentucky Ballistics.
He's got a new shirt! He got a new shirt!
When I'm talking low and hot, and I tell all of you guys,
Really?
Chad, you're making me all squirmy.
Okay, I'm not like that all the time. Just some of the time. Sometimes I just have to... I am not. I am not. I wasn't like it yesterday. I was not. I was crying my eyes out yesterday. I was not all soft and breathy and talking in a husky little voice to try and get you, the beloved chat, to get a little squirmy and a little firm. Chat, are you feeling a little firm right now? Would you like me to just whisper softly in your ears and tell you how wonderful you are? Or would you rather I just show ankles? Ankles, chat. Ankles. You love my ankles, don't you, you Puritans? Ayla, I was challenged. It was a challenge that I simply had to answer. Anyway, Scott has a new shirt, chat. Look, he has a new shirt. New shirt.
And today we're back answering questions that nobody asked. And today we're talking about muzzle brakes. Muzzle brakes are typically made out of some sort of alloy and reduce recoil.
Is that a muzzle brake or an attempt at a suppressor? I guess it's a muzzle brake? Well, and yeah, I suppose it is. The size of it made me think suppressor. Maybe it could be, who knows? No, I'd say it's machined. Like, I'd say it's wood. It's not 3D printed. This is wooden. And I would say whether or not it turns into Splinter City very much depends on if it's sealed wood, I think. Yeah, Zeb, I'm also thinking that too. I'm thinking like the natural conclusion is like, oh, you put a wood muzzle brake on something, it's gonna go kaboy. But honestly, especially if it's like sealed wood, I think it'll handle it just fine. I think it would handle a shot. Yeah, it will it last as long as a regular metal muzzle brake? So the purpose of the muzzle brake, you see the holes in the side of it? It's to direct the gases that are exiting the barrel from the shot in a way that will aid in minimizing recoil. So that gases would blast out of these holes and thus try and prevent the muzzle from flipping upward due to the recoil. That's the purpose of the muzzle brake. But I think they may be viable. They won't last very long. You would have a very limited amount of rounds you'd be able to put through it before the heat from the gunshots would cause the wood to start warping.
And muzzle rise when firing a gun. This is achieved by gases escaping through tiny or large ports in the muzzle brake. But my question is,
exactly,
why are
Alex,
they
that's
made
what
out
I'm
of
saying.
metal? Why not wood? It's lighter, cheaper, and so much more aesthetically pleasing. So today I have several muzzle brakes made out of exotic wood ranging from 9mm all the way up to 50 BMG, and we're gonna find out if wooden muzzle brakes are effective, or is it just a fun way to make toothpicks?
Thank you, Gray Matter.
I'm a pretty simple guy. I only have 2 hobbies in life: big guns and going to the gym. And if you also enjoy working out, then you understand the importance of having a premium set of headphones. And that's why I'm super excited about today's sponsor, Raycon. I'm sorry if I'm talking too loud, but the noise cancellation on these works really well.
Boy, Raycon's really getting around.
About Raycon? Well, they start at half the price of other premium audio brands. They have multi-point connectivity, and you have 32 hours of battery life. And if you're like me and forget to charge things, all you have to do is charge your earbuds for 10 minutes, and that gets you 90 minutes of listening time. And speaking of the case, this has wireless charging, and
are they pretty good,
sell
Rebel?
nifty little protective cases for overly destructive people like myself. Oops. Also, I have a very hard time at finding earbuds that will actually stay inside my ear holes, but these right here, it's like they're super glued into my skull. If you want to check out Raycon earbuds, all you got to do is swing over to buyraycon.com.
Really, Ryan? I still see them all the time on some YouTube channels.
20% off the best-selling everyday earbuds. There is a link in the description down below. A big thank you to Raycon for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's go get to it.
Oh, God.
So up first, we have 9mm. This is a Shadow Systems 9mm, and I'm loaded up with 10 rounds of Underwood ammo, 124 grain full metal jackets. Let's get started by taking a few shots at those sodas.
Okay, chat, should I move? Do you want me to move? I can move. Emma, Rubble, I don't know. This is the first time I've ever seen this guy. Okay, not bad. Not bad.
Looks like
it's interesting he's using an EDC.
Sight in this red dot, because all of my shots were way left and low. Okay, so we have our 9mm muzzle brake. This one is made out of rosewood. I have 10 more rounds of 9mm full metal jackets, and I'm taking some precautions while shooting these in case they do decide to splinter. I have on a face shield, a neck shield, I have on a jacket, and gloves. I may not actually pull the trigger on some of these bigger ones, but that's going to be dictated by what this one does. Okay.
I think it might do okay. Oh, hang on. Chat, you're going to disappear for a second while we see this. but I have a feeling this may actually go okay. He does have a face shield. Zip, you didn't see that? He's got a face shield. Look. He's got a face shield and safety glasses. Both. He's got them layered.
Here we go.
Will. That's a surprise.
Well, if the 9mm muzzle brake did that, I'm very curious to see what these other ones are going to do.
But that is interesting. Yeah, I was honestly not expecting that. I thought it would last at least one shot. Boy, that way. Uh, I'm yeah. The wood on this did not seem like it was like, this is why I said, like, okay, this doesn't seem like sealed wood. Yeah, it did. It did split right along the holes. Yes, it did. Also, it's not like, it almost looks like it was just clipped onto it. You notice that? Like, that's where it was, see, that was where it was in. It's like, it's interesting. I was not expecting it to blast apart that fast, that easy. I was not expecting that.
Well, if the 9mm muzzle brake did that, I'm very curious to see what these other ones are going to do. So now we are going to move on to rifles. Up next is going to be an AR-15 chambered in 5.56.
That's the problem, Xanax, is I think it's not treated.
Mag. Let's take a few shots with it first at that can of taco meat.
It was very effective. Edie.
The 9mm muzzle brake did not hold up too well, but the 5.56 muzzle brake is made out of an exotic wood called jatoba. The 5.56 has quite the muzzle blast, so I will be very curious to see how this thing holds up. Okay, we have our protective gear on again, and we have our 5.56 wooden muzzle brake. Let's see what happens.
Wheels. Wait. Okay. I'm seeing a problem with the logistics of having created this. Okay, hang on. Hold up. And, Jakes, thank you for the follow. But look at the size of the hole. Look at the size of the hole in the actual muzzle brake. What it looks like is I don't think the muzzle brakes were crafted quite properly. Look at the hole on the muzzle brake, on the metal one, and look at the hole on the wooden one. Look at the yeah, it's like the that I think is why it's I think the hole is too small in the muzzle brake. The muzzle brake hole looks bigger. This looks bigger and this looks smaller. So I get the feeling wait. No, I don't think so. I don't like. Yeah, I'm thinking that the round is actually going when it's exiting the barrel, it's shifting slightly and impacting. It's not traversing the hole. I think that's what I think the problem is. It's because this is all empty space in here. So I think it's like I think the problem is it's shifting. Well, resin, it only needs to shift like a fraction of an inch to basically essentially start keyholing. I don't know. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking, Zip Ties. Yeah, you could see right there that the flash hinder here is much wider.
I think that's from the 5.56. Yeah, because I can still read a little bit of splinters on there. That was pretty eventful. That 5.56 had quite a bit of muzzle blast, so I'm very excited to see what happens with these next calibers. So up next, we're going to step it up to 308. This is a Taurus Expedition bolt-action rifle, and I'm loaded up with some Underwood ammo, 168 grain boat tail hollow points. Before we try out our muzzle brake, let's blast that 6-pound can of pudding. I don't have an optic on here though, so I'm just gonna kind of wing it. I may get covered in pudding.
You are gonna get covered in pudding.
Okay.
Straight shot through.
That's nasty. That's been in the bar.
It had to be done. It had to be done. It's the rules. I don't make the rules. I just have to abide by them. I'm sorry.
For about 6 months. For the 308, I have 2 wooden muzzle brakes. One made out of rosewood, and this other one is made out of babinga. I have on my safety gear again, and we have our rosewood muzzle brake for the 308. Let's see what happens. There we go.
There. Goodbye.
Okay. That did not work.
There. I'm thinking the round is shifting.
So now we have our 308 muzzle brake made out of babinga, and as you can see, it is much beefier. I'm curious to see if this holds up.
What I'm thinking he's doing is somehow because it's like it's clipping onto, so this flash hinder unscrews. So he's unscrewing this, okay? He's unscrewing the flash hinder, getting it inside this flash hinder somehow, so the threads pass through. So it's like, although realistically speaking, how he attaches it is he's using multiple types of wood, Laruk. Each flash hinder is a different kind of wood. Nothing I've ever heard of, but also none of it's like pressure. I think none of it's treated. Yeah, and that's what I think is happening. I'm thinking it's not aligned. That's my biggest suspicion, is it's not aligned. And that it's basically impacting on here, which is causing it to shatter and then rupture across the board. Maybe. But it's also, the wood is not treated. That's another big factor, that this looks like it's untreated, unsealed wood. I think if he did this with sealed wood, it might still blow apart, even if it was sealed, but it might stand more of a chance if it was actually sealed wood. I don't know. I don't know what his criteria was for with the crafting these.
So
I do not
now
know.
we have our 308 muzzle brake made out of babinga, and as you can see, it is much beefier. I'm curious to see if this holds up. Okie dokie. Here we go. Okay. I mean, I think I'm starting to see why muzzle brakes are not made out of wood.
Oh, okay. This one's nice and big and beefy, so we might have a better idea here. It is the pressure. The round is clear. Right here. So it is the gas pressure. Yep. It's 100%. It is the gas pressure. Well, yeah, Lord, that's what I'm saying. Like, it looks like the wood he's using is untreated and unsealed, which may or may not make a difference. Like, even if the wood is pressure treated and sealed, it could still just get blown apart. But I'd be very curious to see if pressure treated and sealed wood would make any kind of difference. It might not, but I'd be curious to see it.
So our next rifle is quite a big step up. This is a Weatherby
Oh, boy.
bolt action rifle, and this is a
Oh,
safari
boy.
rifle chambered in 460 Weatherby Magnum. That ain't no 458 Win Mag. That is a 500 grain brass round. And before we try out our muzzle
God.
brake, let's blast that 6-pound can of hominy.
Goodbye.
There is hominy everywhere. That never gets old.
What is that? I've never heard of hominy, but it looks
So
like
now I have my 460 Weatherby Magnum wooden muzzle brake, and this is made out of epay, which supposedly is pretty tough, but that 460 muzzle blast is pretty big. Okie dokie. We have another 500
Oh, it's
grain round.
corn? Okay.
Here we go. I don't think that epay was tough enough.
Okay, I'm curious. Let's see. Yeah, right there. You can see the split right there. Yeah. She done. Yeah, it's just... It's no good.
Okay, well,
It's no good, chat. I was hoping it would be... I was kind of hoping it would be... It might work as a fun and interesting alternative as a muzzle brake. Now... No, the wood cannot be used as a muzzle brake. It's just not gonna work.
that got launched pretty far. I'm about 30 yards from where we shot, and this thing just completely detonated. So our final caliber today is going to be 50 BMG. I have a
Oh,
wooden
God.
50 BMG muzzle brake, and this thing is made
Oh,
out of
Lord.
epay, and we have it attached to the Serbu RN50. But it's so weird, ever since I attached it to this gun, my neck will not stop itching. And as you
Yeah.
imagine, for this shot, I will be placing this in a lead sled and pulling a string. Sorry. This brings back so many fond memories.
Oh,
Okay. Now we just got to pull that hammer back. All right. Pull the string on this thing, shall we? Here we go.
gosh.
I may have destroyed my camera.
Oh, my god! That, you would see that scared the shit out of him. Scared the shit out of me. Okay, Revan, given his history with the Serbo, do you blame us?
Here we go. I may have destroyed my camera. My slow-mo camera. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I may have broke it.
But about what we expected. Well,
so good
Yeah.
news is, it looks like all that got damaged on my slow-mo camera is the HDMI cable. You can see it's kind of bent, so
Whoops.
something smacked that, but the camera as a whole is good. Somewhere right now, Gavin with the slow-mo guys is having a really tight pain in his chest, and he has no idea why. Now, as for our 50 BMG muzzle brake, I'm gonna say that wood definitely is not a good option for a 50
Nope.
BMG muzzle brake. And I guess wood as muzzle brakes in general, I see now why they don't use it. It is pretty,
Yeah.
and it is light, but not super durable. But I guess if you
it's good for one shot. So it works. It just works for one shot, and that's it. So make that first shot count.
if you are looking for a very quick and effective way to disperse toothpicks, that would be a good option.
Wow, coming in. Oh God, Scott. Scott? Came in a little hot there.
All right, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, I think I could probably do better than a wooden muzzle brake if I would have gotten my start in weapons technology at SCI. Link in the description down below.
late
Be sure
SCI
and give
plug.
this video a like, hit that subscribe button. Be sure and check me out on all other social media platforms. Links to those are in the description down below, along with a link to KentuckyBallistics.com, just in case you want to pick up a shirt. And as always, my name is Scott. Thank you so much for watching Kentucky Ballistics, and I'll see you next time.
All right, let's see it. Let's see if let's take a look and see if the slow-mo guys made a comment. Doesn't look like it. I don't think they made a comment. I don't see one. Yeah, no comment from the slow-mo guys. Oh well. Hang on. Where the heck? Hang on a second. What is? I can't. Okay, I guess we'll have to do this. I do not know why I could not turn that off. That's interesting. Okay.